What's up, everybody? Destin here with Vince Ingenito.
What's up, man?
Not much. How's it going?
It's going awesome. This is pretty exciting. We've got a new Street Fighter V trailer showing off gameplay, some new gameplay from the person who was teased that in the last trailer.
Who was?
Charlie Nash, who we're going to see right now, picking up his
glasses.
Trademark glasses, and he's got...
Four eyes. Five eyes.
He's got 5 eyes. That's right. Old 5 eyes here. Yeah, so I don't really know what that's about. He seems to be. If we keep going here, you'll see that. What's that?
Sorry, did he die or something? In
Okay, so
games?
yes, he's considered to be dead / missing in action from the Alpha Street Fighter Alpha storyline.
Okay.
But so you can see here, if we take a quick look, not only is he back, he literally looks like he's back from the dead here. So this is like a resurrect,
stapled back together.
Yeah, he looks like he's stapled back together, like a Frankenstein's monster or something. So I feel like that gem, along with these stitches, indicates that he's definitely an undead form of, or like a literally resurrected.
Still has his watch.
Still has his watch that you don't want to.
You still need to know how to tell time.
That's right. You don't want to lose track of time when you're undead. That's a bad look. So yeah, you can see the stitches here in his head as well. Yeah. But of course, along with the watch and his glasses, of course, his little Superman super curl here in the front is back too. So I'm glad to know that being dead didn't mess up his hairstyling.
It's a distinct look.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It's part of his iconic look. So what we're gonna see here is that the way he plays is pretty crazy. So
these teleports.
The teleports are nuts. I want to back it up a little bit though, real quick, and show his this jump kick that he uses coming in. This is like that's a classic Street Fighter Alpha frame right there. I mean, like, you'll recognize that. I believe that's his jump roundhouse from Alpha. So it's just cool to see them use a lot of the same poses and animations from the old games, just because it's a cool, like, shot back to the way things were. But if we can
also the stage. This is a stage we've seen before.
Yes, we have seen this stage before.
We saw her get knocked into some noodles on the
right.
left.
That's
We're gonna see what's on the right at the end of this trailer.
That's correct. And so here, so here's something important. So not only does Charlie clearly have teleports, because he just teleported out of a string. I want to point out something that's interesting here, because
there's something coming up later with his teleports that make me think he's going to be very scary.
Yeah. Okay. Now he's definitely going to be scary, but we want to. What I want to look at here is after that punch. Okay. So now see this. You see how this like ring expands, this like yellow ring of energy expands out of him, and everything else in the background goes black and white for a second, and then he teleports. I don't know necessarily if that is just an effect of his teleport. I think that might be a special kind of cancel, and I'm going to get into why a little bit later. So right there, we see him do kind of like a sonic
projectile.
Yeah, a sonic slash. It looks like it's not a standard projectile. It's more like a combo move.
More like Guiles.
Yeah, up close. So here's the next interesting one.
Yeah, this is all these cross-ups.
Yeah, now this one right here, see, if we can go really slow, it's hard. We never actually see if he jumps off the ground and then does this flip kick in midair.
You can actually see there's a little poof of dust on the ground, so it looks like he's jumping off the ground.
Yeah, he definitely comes up off the ground. My question is, I don't know if this is just all a command move where you do the command and then he just does this. He just does like a forward, like a hooligan flip forward, and goes into these air flash kicks, or if that's actually a midair. What's that?
Okay, nothing.
Or if that's an actual midair move where he jumps and does it. Either way, you can see he links a crouch jab after those two, and then goes right into a combo. And even here, what's interesting there, what's kind of interesting there is that I'm unclear here about whether or not this is like a legit double flash kick that he does, like with meter. It doesn't seem to flourish like it's something that goes with meter, or if he's done like a light flash kick and then he's juggling with a heavy flash kick, which you can do like Dudley in Street Fighter 4 can do like a light jet upper and then juggle you with a heavy jet upper. So that might be what that is. Just take another quick look at it at full speed. I'm not really sure which of the two it is. Certainly in the comments, if you have an opinion, let us know. Yeah, 1 and 2. So then going on, he has. That's interesting. That looks like a
grapple, right?
It looks like it might be a grapple, but it looks like there's a hit before it, right there. Like
Oh,
it's
that's
like
a hit, and then I think he goes into the grapple. Then.
yeah, like kind of like a Vega EX.
Oh no, that's actually a move. That's not a regular grapple. You're right.
Yeah, he hits with it and then grabs and it's interesting. If there is a grab component, I wonder if maybe the EX version will go through projectiles because that looks like the perfect kind of move
Or bounce.
for that kind of thing. Right, perhaps, right? Or an EX version might bounce. Let's take another quick look at it at full speed. Okay,
this is why he's so scary.
This is very scary. So what we just saw really is that he just threw out what's clearly a slow sonic boom. Let's show it again. It's a slow boom, which everyone knows that if you play Charlie or you've played Guile, that slow sonic boom is how you kind of control the pace of the match and control space. And then right after he does another teleport. Now again we get this flourish. We get this yellow ring of power coming out, and everything goes black and white, and then he teleports. Now again, this could just be the teleport animation, but my instinct here.
I mean, Chun-Li's in trouble.
Yeah, Chun-Li's in a lot of trouble because my instinct here, though, is that this might be a new cancel mechanic. Because he cancels. It seems like he's not fully recovered from the sonic boom animation here. He hasn't gone back to neutral, and yet he goes.
What you're saying.
Yeah, and then he goes right into that teleport. And you'll notice that since this video, there's no HUD, there's no heads-up display. We can't see his EX meter, so we don't know if he spent meter on this.
I'm wondering if Chun-Li could have caught him mid-teleport.
That's the other.
Jabbed him out of it or something.
That's the other thing is that with these teleport, obviously Marvel vs. Capcom made these kinds of this kind of play very popular, where you cover yourself with a projectile, usually from an assist in that game,
and then cross.
And then you use that to cause an ambiguous cross up where the person has to kind of guess which direction you're coming out. So it's hard to say if he's vulnerable here as he comes out of the teleport, but that would be important to note because that would help people deal with him more effectively. You see the same.
So going back with this teleport, so we've seen 3 teleports. We've seen one that front hits, and this one looks like it crosses up.
Yes, absolutely. So so it looks like he has a teleport that lands in front, a teleport that lands behind, and another one that goes into the air and is kind of ambiguous about whether or not it crosses up. Like I bet
there has
you
to be a tell that we're not seeing.
Oh,
about which direction he's going to be.
There may not be. I mean, it may be legitimately a guess. I mean, there are definitely. I mean, there could be options that deal with both, right? I mean, if you in this case, if he goes over your head and you maybe backdash or forward dash, he might just miss anything altogether. So there's definitely possible other ways to deal with it. But you'll see here that he cancels off of a normal into that teleport. And it's possible that's like a standard cancel, but because he canceled, it looked like he canceled the last frames of animation of a Sonic Boom before. I feel like this might be a special kind of cancel that's either brand new to Street Fighter V, or it's kind of a new or it's a mechanic that exists only for him. Since Chun-Li has her like kind of elemental mode where she gets like double supers, and Ryu has his like I guess it's kind of a Denjin mode where he gets like an unblockable Shinku Hadoken, and he gets some other stuff. This might be Charlie's unique kind of trait or mechanic that he gets to activate sometimes. Let's just look again at it at full speed. You guys tell me what you think, because yeah, and depending on what move you hit them with and cancel into, it might be a cross up, it might not. So that can be very, very powerful.
This is his. What are they calling him this time? Super Ultra.
Oh well, right now it's called a revenge. This is probably his quote unquote revenge, but revenge is really just like that. Early on, that's what ultras were called in Street Fighter 4. So it really is like the same mechanic. But I have to say, if we can watch this in full speed, this one looks so cool. Like the lighting effect of everything blacking out for a moment, and then the camera zooming in. That's really a sick effect. Yeah. So now against Ryu, you can see the teleport used a little more of a traditional way there. And if I want to see, actually, I forgot to check before, if we see the same flare effect that we saw before. And it looks like we do. It looks like even though he's not canceling out of anything, we still get that. You see, there it is again.
Oh, yeah.
We still get that yellow ring and the black and white. And he I still feel like this is a pretty vanilla standard way to apply a teleport to punish a projectile attack, but I still feel like with him being able to cancel into it so soon after a slow sonic boom, that seems really, really, really strong. And I don't think like that's something that Seth could do earlier in the life of Street Fighter 4 before they.
Seth was great.
Yeah, he was great. Like, and
Not to fight against.
Oh, not to fight against, especially once they nerfed that, once they made it so that he recovered slower from that slow boom, that cross up was a lot easier to deal with. But here it looks like it was super fast after that boom. So I'm wondering if maybe that's like Charlie's special mechanic, and I think my guess is that it is.
And then the subway was just the thing on the right hand side that you get knocked into as kind of I'm beating the crap out of you.
Yes, and I don't know if that's gonna like continue
No
the
noodles.
stage over
No
to the
noodles,
left or to the right. What's that?
No noodles.
No noodles in the
unfortunately.
subway. No subway noodles. But and then of course we have this little bit at the end here.
The big teaser.
The big tease, quote unquote. And this is important.
Beta access.
Pre-order for beta access. Capcom has said they're going to do what they're saying is an unprecedented level of beta testing, even online. It'll be like an online beta test. Not just location tests and stuff. So they haven't given any details about that, but that's very significant. So yeah, they're saying pre-order for beta access, and then
the tease for the next mystery character.
yeah,
I can't
don't
tell
know.
Who it is, Vince.
I have no idea who that
Yeah,
is.
It's obviously Bison.
It's obviously Dawson. It's obviously
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay.
clearly Dawson.
Yeah.
Clearly, yeah.
With his hat and big
Yep,
shoulders.
clearly Blanca got a wardrobe upgrade. No, but I mean, it doesn't even. You don't even need to freeze frame this to see who that is. I mean, it's obviously Dictator, aka Bison. And if there's any part of you that's not sure from that silhouette, I mean, then he does then we get the signature purple drink. Yeah. And
he also has the
and worth noting, yeah, you see that yellow ring again. So that could either be a clue that this is part of a universal mechanic, because we haven't seen a universal mechanic yet in Street Fighter V. In Street Fighter 3, it was parry. That was kind of the universal defining mechanic. In Street Fighter 4, it was the focus system, which was kind of the defining universal mechanic. We haven't seen a defining universal mechanic really in Street Fighter V yet. So I'm wondering if this yellow ring is a clue to that, or, and this could be getting into story speculation, if this yellow ring has something to do with Psycho Power, which is the
yes.
and if Bison is somehow responsible for bringing Charlie back to life, since we know in terms of story canon, he was responsible for Charlie's death, and Bison already has shown a penchant for taking control of U.S. Special Forces characters and making them his little slaves, a.k.a. Cammy. So, yeah, that's about all I've got for this, but it's certainly super This is probably the most substantial look at what Street Fighter V is going to look like in the future and how it's going to change the direction of the series. So we're hoping to see more. Destin, thank you so much for joining me and
thank you for joining me, Vince, and for explaining a little bit more about what you see potential-wise with Charlie.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think out in the audience? Do you think Charlie looks crazy? Does it look like a Marvel character to you? Are you excited about this? Do you hope Street Fighter V continues to get kind of crazier and flashier, or do you want it to stick more to the roots of what Street Fighter has been about, or do you want it somewhere in between? Sound off in the comments below. And for more on Street Fighter V and fighting games in general, where should they go, Destin?
IGN.